All right, so anybody do push-ups for charity this year? Yeah? Anybody watch the Sons of Anarchy? Yeah, pretty awesome show. So I was hooked on that before I did the push-ups for charity, and then the contest was like, you know, you do so well, you can go see the Sons of Anarchy at the Boot Ride in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, and get a ride a motorcycle with these guys. And I was like, yeah, I'm all in. But then I joined the team, and I was like, well, you're going anyway, Tom. So Alan and I rented Harleys, and we went riding with Paul Fetters, you know, when he did the double bicep, not holding on to his handlebars, which I don't think was the safest thing to do. But I'm just saying. So that was a pretty awesome experience. I grew out a handlebar mustache because I wanted to look badass, right? So, I don't know. It did help. Yeah, all right. People were afraid of me in the office. They're like, who is this guy? So, who trains clients still? Anybody? Yeah, everybody. Who doesn't want to train clients anymore and run their business? Right? All right. Now, who has a strategy in place where they can do what they want and still have a business? All right, who wants that strategy? All right, I'm going to give it to you today. But first of all, I want to tell you about me a little bit. So I started in 2008. I bought a fitness center. It was about 4,000 square feet. And like Sean said, I wanted to be everything to everybody. I had Pilates. I had Les Mills group fitness classes. I had a membership base. I had independent trainers working their clients in my club. I had small group training. I had private training. Boy, that was a lot of stuff. And it took about 6 months of building out. I doubled the space of it, went to 4,000 square feet from 2,000. And I was just about broke in about 6 months. And a good friend of mine, a mentor, Shanna Ross, who was the first NPE member of the year, I saw what she was doing 2 miles down the road from me. And I investigated, and I said, oh, NPE, they must be right. So I joined Gold Plus, quickly bought Auto Closer with the last $1,200 on my credit card. It was a 6-week program at the time, and now I coach the EA folks to get through it in 2 weeks, because that's how long it took me to get through it. And I knew I needed to monetize that investment of $1,200 as quickly as possible. The second consultation that came in to me, I sold a 100-session package for $5,300. What do you think that would do to somebody's belief system in a system that they just purchased for $1,200? Yeah, it went from here to here. And I knew at that moment that anything I did that was a system was going to work. Incidentally, the lady that bought that 100 session is still training with us today, 3.5 years later. So not only do we now have a great system for selling people, we have a great system for retaining people as well. So, you know, Hurricane Ike came through Houston, and it blew down my sign like 8 months after I started. So that's the sign that blew down. And then in July, I joined the NPE team, and this was at a consulting day that we had. But, you know, as Sean alluded to a point where, you know, I was doing pretty good. My best month was $48,000 in gross revenue. I was on track of making $600,000 in my 3rd year of business. $600,000. I had expenses of $599,000. I was making $1,000 that year. That's exciting, isn't it? I made $600,000. Now I made $1,000. I paid myself a little bit, but not like the 6-figure salary I had when I was working corporate America 2 years earlier. And I got discouraged. And like Sean said, when he came down for the training or the filming of American Dream, he comes in and literally he walks into my studio and he goes, I don't get it. What do you do? I'm confused. What's all this stuff going on? And he said, if I'm confused, your clients are confused. And we mapped out that process at my living room table that afternoon of how we were just going to explode my business and re-engineer it. It took me a while to let that fear kind of get kicked in its teeth. And I came to Mega Training last year, and I invested in the Found Money system. And I learned about my little circles and the overlap, and I knew exactly what I needed to do. I went home, I raised my rates, re-engineered my systems and my processes, and I learned how to simplify my life. got rid of Pilates, got rid of everything else except for a few boot camps, small group training, and private training. It simplified my life. I was no longer having to manage 13 people anymore and all these moving pieces. The next month, I made 20% net income. I went from 4% net income the previous month to 20% net income that next month. And it's been continuing on. And it's because of these people. 7 of probably the best employees in Houston. And it's, you know, you think about a business that you've built, and it does get a little emotional when you think about how you've built a business and the people that service that business. We have 250 clients that come in for training, and it's because of these people that you know, people are getting healthy, and that I'm able to live my dream lifestyle. So what is my dream lifestyle? Well, I want to own a business. I want to do what I want to do, and I want to choose to work, not have to work. I want to choose to work. If Sean fired me tomorrow, that's all right. I got stuff to do. I got a business in Houston. You know, it's giving me some income. Hope you don't fire me tomorrow, though, Sean. I love what I'm doing. I'm just saying, right? But, you know, once I started to implement the systems, it became clear to me. I had passion about fitness. Who has passion about fitness, right? That's why we're here. We're here to help people. Passion will burn you up if you don't have the systems in place to put it all together and create a business that's going to sustain itself without you. So how do you do it? How to achieve it? First and foremost, you have to know what you want. What's your dream lifestyle? What do you want? And then you have to have your core values. We have 5 core values at our business. It's posted up on the wall. I know what they are, our employees know what they are, and our clients know exactly what they are. And then you put processes in place. I spent a lot of time mapping out exactly what to do. You know, how do we service our clients? How do you answer the phone, right? It has to be like, how do you flip on a light switch in the morning? How do you get the security code to go in? So processes are very important. We use Duplicator 2.0 for keeping that in track. And then, of course, you need people. My work wife, as we like to say, is Cassandra. She's here. Last year, she came to Mega Training. This year, she's here again in a very different role. When she first came to me 3 years ago, thanks, Dave, for sending her my way. She just worked for Dave out in California. Yeah, right. She came as a trainer. She was doing a great job. She's a great trainer. We promoted her to lead trainer. She helped grow the boot camp business. She was doing a great job, promoted her to training manager, and then finally, when I left the business, she became the general manager. And she has the option to buy the business. She could buy it tomorrow if she wanted to. Did you want to buy it tomorrow? No, not yet. Just checking, you know, it doesn't hurt. All right. So the people, and it has to be in this layer effect. Core value, well, first, know what you want. Core values, processes, people, and then you need to track and review. And this is what I spend my 5 hours a week on Body 3 Fitness Center. In the evening times and a couple hours on Saturday. 20 hours a month I work on Body 3 Fitness Center. And I track, I review, I look at our cash dashboard and see what we're doing. This is in Profit Analyzer. And you can see, you know, kind of like the flat line. Yeah, April of last year was really bad. Kind of flat line, and then boom, November, 20%. Dipped a little in July when I left. You know, it was a learning experience. And then now Cassandra's building it back up. We're back up to 20% last month. All right, so how do you document the processes? So we use Duplicator 2.0. I'm able to put my process in online here in Orlando, and everybody's able to see it. It's one thing to have a process, but if your people don't know how to do it, then there's a problem. So we do a little bit of training on how to do it. Every new employee gets access to the system, and they're set through what they're supposed to do. They know what their job descriptions are, because we're very clear on exactly what they're supposed to be doing. And you allow the team to make mistakes. We've all made mistakes, right? And we learn from them. You didn't yell at yourself for making a mistake, did you? Well, I did a couple times. But you don't yell at your employees for making a mistake, unless it's, vicious, of course. But people are going to make mistakes. You have to learn from them. You as the owner, as well as the employee, has to learn from them. All right. And then building a strong team. Cannot emphasize this enough. Strong team. We talked to leadership yesterday about how the Army and the military brings leaders up from within. I am a strong believer in that now. Every one of those trainers that I have now went through my apprenticeship program. They weren't trainers before. I will never hire a certified personal trainer that's had experience ever again. I've had such bad luck with that. When you groom somebody from just having a desire to help other people, and you groom them into how you want them, they're going to be very loyal to you. And they're going to stick around, and they're going to do a great job. Cassandra, we groomed her up. She's learned a lot about the business. She's learning even more about the business. Everybody has to have a clear expectation of pay and a little bit of a carrot out there as well. A few sticks, but a lot of carrots too. So we have a lot of compensation around performance. Everybody, front desk, they're compensated if they're bonused when they do pre-qualifications properly and there's a sale. Cassandra's on P&L, so she wants to make sure that there's a good net income or she won't get her bonus. And then our trainers on getting results for our clients. And that comes from making sure that they're coming in for their assessments each month. And then I have daily results that I get from our office manager just so I can keep a pulse on what's going on and if there's any burning questions that can't be answered. And usually my answer to somebody's question is, what would you do? What would you do if you owned this business? I'm like, well, I'd refund them the money. Okay, besides that, what would you do? And you work through kind of the issues and what the procedures are. But most importantly, I just let go. And I trusted that the process was going to work and the people were going to work for the process. Lastly, but not least, is making sure that you're on top of the numbers. The cash dashboard, which we have in Controller, it's a dashboard for a reason, because you're looking forward. It should be called cash windshield, really. It's not cash rear view mirror. That's your profit and loss statement. You're not always looking behind you. You want to look forward in your business. So this is forecasting what you're going to be receiving in. I know 3, 6, and 12 months in advance what my revenue is going to be. I also know what my expenses will be. And then we adjust that along the way. You also need to have a cash cushion there for safety, a safety net. And then hold the staff accountable to keeping on with the numbers. So do you think you can do this? Do you think you can do this? All right. This is your roadmap. Make sure you have a 20% net income. Make sure you're debt-free in your business and you have a cash cushion. Guess what? That's our 50K club right there. That's the requirements for 50K. If you can go on vacation and no one knows you're gone or cares, and when you come back, the business is better off than when you were there, then the problem's you. No. Then you can leave your business. It's all good. And if you find yourself sitting at your desk in the back of the gym, twiddling your thumbs, going, what should I do today? I think I'll go for a motorcycle ride. Then you can leave your business. I hope this sets you guys up for some success, for making sure you have a business that runs, and of course, we're here to help you. Thank you.
You can keep up with NPE TV through Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, so that you can stay connected wherever your travels may take you.